Welcome to our meeting this evening. Before we start the meeting, our invocation will be offered by Paul Kersey, who's with the Open Door Community Church. Paul?
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, I appreciate this time to be able to pray for this council, Lord. And also I want to pray, Lord, for the council that they will accept the responsibility of leadership, Lord, and not take it lightly, Lord. Lord, I pray also that they will help build unity, and with building unity, Lord, it'll be strength in the community, Lord. Also pray, Lord, that you'll give them creativity and vision, Lord, for this community. And Lord, lastly, I pray also that you give them wisdom and knowledge to be able to handle and administer what they need to do. Lord, I just give you praise and glory in the name of Jesus, your Son. Amen.
Amen. I'll call the October 7, 2014 meeting of Erlanger City Council to order. Ask if we all would please rise while we pledge the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Ms. Hoffman.
Mr. Longshore.
Present.
Mr. Burke.
Here.
Mr. Dunhoft. Ms. Skidmore. Present. Ms. Sedkamp.
Here.
Ms. Pitts.
Here.
Ms. Kyle.
Here.
Ms. Cahill.
Here.
Mr. Cahill.
Here.
Mr. Brown.
Here.
Mr. Blankenship.
Here.
Mr. Howard.
Here.
And Mr. Dunoff, we know, is out of town. And we have a quorum tonight. We may proceed. You should have received by now the minutes of the regular council meeting of September 2nd, 2014. Are there any changes or additions to be made at this time? Seeing none, I'll entertain the motion to be adopted. Motion by Mr. Cahill, second by Mr. Brown. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Now it's our time for our special presentations. First, I'd like to introduce Chief Whitaker, our fire chief.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming. I don't see the fire marshal in attendance, so I think we're okay on the load back there, so no worries there. For those of you that weren't fortunate enough to attend last month, I kind of hogged the microphone last month as we celebrated a lot of history within the department. I think it was over 100 years of experience with certain individuals, and we looked at that last month. Tonight, as we turn that page, we look to the future, and this is a historic night of its own as we welcome 8 new full-time firefighters, and I can only thank each and every one of the council members, the mayor, Mark, all the department heads that have been supportive of this, and we continue to work hard, and tonight is a huge step forward. And we will get to all of that shortly. The first thing I want to do, Sam, where you at, son? I know you're here. Come on up here. Everybody, I want you to meet Mr. Sam Ensweiler. Sam's here tonight to be recognized for something that not many young men his age would do. Back in July, Sam's neighbor had fallen. She'd injured her wrist. As she sat on the ground near the curb where she had fallen, Sam came to her aid. I want you to come here, Sam, and let everybody know what you did.
So I was cleaning my dad's car out the day before I left for Florida, and I basically went in the front yard and saw my neighbor on the ground. So I went up and I helped her, and I told her everything was going to be all right. And I waved down a few cars, and they were my neighbors. So I got them to call 911 so the ambulance can come and pick her up and make sure she's all right and go to the hospital, and that she could get out and come home again. And once the ambulance got there and took her, I was there and just standing, waiting.
It was a rainy day too, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yes, it was. All right, I'm going to move you right there. Young man, it is for that. And how old are you?
12.
12 years old. So 6th grade?
7.
7th grade. You'll be 13. Next year. Oh, so, okay. Well, it's for that reason tonight in which we, as members of the Erlanger Fire EMS Department, would like to recognize Sam. I have a letter of achievement, and I'll read it. Dear Sam, you are receiving this letter in recognition of the good deed associated with your willingness to assist and comfort a neighbor during a time of need. Your actions on July 1st, 2014 are to be commended and appreciated. Understand that we as firefighters, police officers, and first responders take an oath of duty, in which you will see tonight, so that we may understand that aiding and assisting those in a time of need is our call of duty. The Erlanger Fire EMS Department proudly congratulates you on acting in good faith and fulfilling this oath, and we celebrate your efforts on that day. So on behalf of the Erlanger Fire EMS Department, we want to congratulate and recognize one Sam Ensweiler on outstanding citizenship and community involvement. Presented this day, October 7th, 2014. That's awesome. I don't want to tell you at 12 years old what I would have done. I don't. Well, as I had mentioned, tonight is a special night. We have several oaths of office. We have 8 new firefighters, and within that, I should say above and beyond that, we have 4 promotions. I'd like for all the officers that are going to be promoted to come up front. We're going to go ahead and do the oath first, and then we'll present you with some other items. Those of you that will be holding the Bible for the gentleman,
Come on up to the front.
come on up.
Come on down. And if anybody needs a Bible, we got some here. Right there. Brian Robinson, are you ready to take your oath? Yes. Justin Brinkman, you ready to take your oath? Rick Bowl, you ready to take your oath? Yes, Regis Huth, you ready to take your oath? Yes. Would you place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hands? Do you and each of you solemnly swear to do your duty as an officer to which you have been promoted with the Erlanger Fire Department and City of Erlanger to the best of your ability, and to serve your commanding officers with respect and dignity, and to serve the citizens of the City of Erlanger with compassion, courage, and integrity, and to uphold the laws and constitutions of the United States of America, the Commonwealth of Kentucky, and the City of Erlanger, so help you God. Congratulations.
I'm going to give a little brief biography on some of these men. And I did it alphabetically, to be fair. Rick Bowl. Rick, come on over. Many of you know Rick because Rick grew up in Erlanger, and he's been involved with our city for over 24 years. He started with the Erlanger Fire Department and then joined the Erlanger Rescue Squad back in the day. In 1995, he accepted a full-time position as a dispatcher. 2 years later, a position as police officer. In 2008, after 10 years of patrol, he transferred to the Fire and EMS Department. I met Rick when he was an officer with the police department during my career as a small business owner. Always courteous and friendly was Rick. And let me say, we're very thankful for his decision to come to the good side. No offense, officers. I brought all the Bibles tonight, Chief, so we're covered. Rick performed very well during the promotional process, as did all of these men here tonight. And tonight he is being promoted to the position of lieutenant. Rick resides in Edgewood with his wife, Susan, and 2 children, Chloe and Ethan. Rick, congratulations. Justin Brinkman, please step over. Justin, many of you know, he's another homegrown native of Erlanger. This Lloyd graduate began his career at the age of 16 with the department, continuing his upward ascent in which he was hired part-time in 2002. He became full-time in 2004, and he earned his paramedic license in 2007. In 2010, he was promoted to lieutenant. Justin's mother, Monica, has been an auxiliary member, his father, Craig, an engineer with the fire department, his stepdad, an assistant chief, his brother is a firefighter in Hebron, he has 2 uncles that were firefighters, and a step-grandfather who was chief. To say that this is a family tradition would sort of be an understatement. Justin lives in Independence with his wife, Eileen, who spent time with our organization as well, and his son, Boston, who's staring me down. Justin is also known as our resident ringer when it comes to bowling events, but he is ours. No PD, you cannot have him for the Yellin' Helen event. He's ours. Tonight, Justin is being officially promoted to the position of shift captain. Mr. Huth. Regis is not a homegrown boy. Regis, well, he is a homegrown boy if you want to call Cabot, Pennsylvania home. That's where he's from. Yes, he's a Steelers fan, but take this. He is a proud graduate of the University of Cincinnati, where he earned his bachelor's degree in construction management. Again, he is our resident construction guru. He also holds an associate's degree from UC as well, my fellow paramedic classmate. Regis is a 3rd-generation firefighter. He began his fire service career in 1988. He worked as a full-time firefighter for the city of Ellesmere prior to joining our department. He was also chief of the Park Hills Fire Department, where he and I first met. He and his wife, Sarah, there she is, of 9 years, are here tonight. And they reside in Park Hills. And I see your sister is here from Pennsylvania. Tonight, we are very excited and proud to promote Mr. Regis Huth to the position of lieutenant. Speaking of the University of Cincinnati, Mr. Robinson. Brian Robinson is a Dixie High School graduate who started with the Erlanger Fire Department in 1995. And then, on his 18th birthday, it happened. What happened? His very first fire run. Of course, it was a structure fire, and from that point on, he was hooked, just like the rest of us. In 2002, he was hired as a full-time firefighter with the Fort Mitchell Fire Department, but he returned to, and I quote, his home in 2014 to take a full-time position with Erlanger. He has earned his way to lieutenant, shift captain, and now to the position of administrative training captain. Brian lives in Florence with his wife, Amanda, his 2 children, Connor and Kaylee. If it has to do with sports, coaching, or the UC Bearcats, he's all in. And that is fine with me. We're thrilled to have him. Let's congratulate Mr. Brian Robinson. Let's hear it one more time, ladies and gentlemen, for those promoted tonight. You all may be seated.
Congratulations.
Great job, guys.
But wait, there's more.
Take another drink. Yes. I haven't worn this suit so much in the first year, I'm just amazed. I think the one I had in Covington hung in a closet for like 22 years. I've already worn this one more. 8 gentlemen, come on up.
Don't be bashful.
Same situation. Those that are holding the Bible, come up as well.
About time.
Gentlemen, are you all ready to take your oath? All right. Would you place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand? Do you and each of you solemnly swear to do your duty as an Erlanger Fire EMS firefighter, EMT, firefighter, paramedic for the city of Erlanger to the best of your ability, to serve your commanding officers with respect and dignity, to serve the citizens of the city of Erlanger with compassion, courage, and integrity, and to uphold the laws and constitutions of the United States of America, the Commonwealth of Kentucky, and the city of Erlanger, so help you God. Congratulations.
I just think that's an awesome shot right now, ladies and gentlemen, and I know the guys in the department are in agreement with me that this is truly just a great day for this fire department. Again, I'm going to use this alphabetically. Mr. Becker, would you please step over? Jason Becker graduated from LaSalle High School in 2004. Also graduating with him was one of our previous employers, Jake Silvati, classmates. He earned his bachelor's degree in history at the College of Mount St. Joseph. He received his firefighter EMT certification at Cincinnati State, later earning his paramedic license through Butler Tech. In 2011, Jason began his fire service career working part-time with both the Colerain Township and Whitewater Township fire departments. In addition to Erlanger, Jason works part-time at the Forest Park Fire Department. Jason lives in Colerain Township with his wife, Ray Ann, 2-year-old daughter, Shelby, and 1-year-old son, Levi. Let's please welcome an Erlanger welcome to Jason Becker. Mr. Kaler. Jacob graduated from Fairfield High School in 2009, continuing his education at the D. Russell Lee Career Center, Technology Center, where he earned his firefighter EMT certification. That same year, he also began working part-time for the Colerain Township and Springdale, Ohio fire departments. In 2013, he earned his paramedic license through Cincinnati State and starts his career with us, wishing to continue his education. Jacob currently resides in Trenton, Ohio, and continues to work part-time with the city of Springdale. Everyone, let's welcome firefighter paramedic Jacob Kaler. Mr. Epping. Elliot was homeschooled through high school and graduated in 2011. He continued his education, earning an associate's degree in fire rescue science from Gateway College. In 2011, he completed the Kenton County Fire Chiefs recruit class, and in 2012, he became an EMT. He began working part-time with the Kenton Fire Department in May of this year, and he is a fire investigator with the Kenton County Task Force. He continues to work with Edgewood Fire Department, where he started in 2007, and he currently resides in Crestview Hills. Everyone welcome firefighter EMT Elliot Epping. Mr. Gotzi. Randy began his fire service career the year I graduated high school. Let you all figure that. In 1984. He joined the Point Pleasant Fire Department. It was probably a fire department then. Was it a district then as well? Oh, still, okay. In 1986, he joined the Navy, and he served a 4-year tour. In 1992, he returned to Point Pleasant before accepting a position with the Greater Cincinnati Northern Kentucky Airport Fire Department in 1994. He retired from the airport in 2013 as a battalion chief, and that same year began working part-time with our department. Randy never missed a day of work while at the airport. And I don't know how many people can say that, but that to me stands out. These are the kind of people that we want to bring in here. Here's the kind of mentor that we want to mentor these young men. Randy lives in Hebron with his wife, Danette, and together they have 3 children, Quentin, Emily, and Spencer. Everybody, please welcome Randy Gotzi. Mr. Hug. Bob graduated from Covington Catholic High School in 2005, continuing his education at the University of Kentucky, where he graduated with a bachelor's degree in nursing, specializing in information technology. Bob started his fire service career with the Fort Wright Fire Department when he was 17 years old, and he still resides in that city today. He began working part-time with our department in 2013 and continues to work part-time with the Belleville-McVille Fire Protection District and the Christ Hospital IT Department. Bob, welcome aboard. Let's welcome Bob Hug. Mr. Reese. Now, Ben here's from my neck of the woods. I think the next 2 hometown boys here. Ben graduated from Lebanon High School in 2006. It's Ohio, Lebanon, Ohio. There's a Lebanon, Kentucky. There we hear for the Warriors. All right. Just a couple years, just a couple of years after he graduated, he started into the fire service. That year with the City of Lebanon and Westchester Fire Departments. Ben moved to Georgia, where he worked for 2 years with the DeKalb County and City of Atlanta Fire Departments before returning home to be with family. I don't think there's been any regrets, is there? There's no place like home. Dorothy said it best, didn't she? He continues to work part-time with the Forest Park Fire Department as well. Ben and his wife, Megan, have 2 children, Grace and Savannah. They reside in Liberty Township, Ohio. Let's welcome Mr. Ben Reese. Kyle. Another one from the old stomping grounds. This one a little closer to my area. Kyle graduated from Mason High School in 2004. He continued his education at Cincinnati State, obtaining his firefighter certification, paramedic license, and an associate's degree in fire science technology. Kyle, following in the path, married his high school sweetheart, Ashley, and they have an 8-month-old, is she 8 months now? 8-month-old daughter named Adeline. They reside in truly my backyard of Mainville, Ohio, and he continues to work part-time with the City of Fairfield and Liberty Township Fire Departments. Everyone welcome firefighter paramedic Kyle Schauer. Mr. Verkamp. We're bringing it back local now. Drew is a Beechwood High School graduate where JD, who is unfortunately is not here tonight, assured me that he played football for the Tigers. And JD knew him when he walked in the door. He started with the Fort Mitchell Fire Department and also spent time as an intern with the Point Pleasant Fire District before accepting this position. He looks forward to starting paramedic school soon, and he currently is working towards his associate's degree. Drew lives in Fort Mitchell with his parents and his younger twin sisters. Everyone, please welcome firefighter EMT Drew Verkamp. Again, I just want to reiterate to everyone the effort that has gone into this process, the quality of these candidates, the infusion of young, talented, eager individuals to just really get this department rolling. Again, I can't say enough for council, the mayor, Mark, all of you know you're responsible. You've kind of, you've allowed me to just steer this ship for the first year, and it is a blessing, and I want to thank every one of you. I promise next month I will not be up here for those of you. I feel like I'm running for office. I have been doing this, so thanks everybody for coming. Again, let's congratulate those young men. You are dismissed.
Congratulations, guys. Yeah, congratulations, welcome.
Take care of these young guys.
Yeah, look out.
Congratulations.
Welcome. Good to see you. Chief Ahrens. Clear it out now. Clear it out. Do we have someone ready to take the oath of office today?
Yes, sir. The first one we're going to do tonight is going to be Sergeant Kyle Rader. Sergeant Kyle Rader is here with his wife Pamela and his son Jackson. I believe Pamela's going to hold the Bible. Y'all got to see Jackson, though. This is the next generation of the Erlanger Police Department right here. This boy's a spitting image of his dad.
He's ready to go.
He's ready to go. He's ready.
Oh, yeah.
Officer Rader, are you ready to take the constitutional oath? Would you put your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand? Do you, Kyle Rader, solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky so long as you continue a citizen hereof, and that you will faithfully execute to the best of your ability the office of police sergeant according to law? And do you further solemnly swear that since the adoption of the present Constitution, you, being a citizen of this state, have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within this state nor out of it, nor have you sent a challenge to fight a duel with deadly weapons, nor have you acted as a second in carrying a challenge, nor aided or assisted any person thus offending, so help you God? Congratulations, Sergeant.
Kyle was hired in June 2008. Kyle has been an integral part of the patrol, a bike officer, FTO field training officer, SRT and SWAT team member, and a firearms instructor. And I am proud to have him on board as a staff member and look forward to some promising years ahead. Congratulations. Do you want to say anything?
Congratulations, Kyle.
Thank you.
The next one is Officer Josh Osterbrook. Josh was hired in January this year. It shows how long it takes to get these guys out as a probation. He's now promoted to a probationary police officer. He's been in training for the past 9 months, 18 weeks at the DOCJT Training Basic Academy and 15 weeks at FTO. So it's been 9 months coming, and he's been out on his own for 2 nights now, and I'm sure he's relieved and enjoying every bit of it. And
Joshua, are you ready to take the constitutional oath? Would you place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand? Do you, Joshua Osterbrook, solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth, and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky so long as you continue a citizen hereof, and that you will faithfully execute to the best of your ability the office of police officer according to law? And do you further solemnly swear that since the adoption of the present Constitution, you, being a citizen of the state, have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within the state nor out of it, nor have you sent a challenge to fight a duel with deadly weapons, nor have you acted as a second in carrying a challenge, nor aided or assisted any person thus offending, so help you God? I do solemnly swear. Congratulations.
And holding the Bible for Josh was his mom, Joanne. She was a career dispatcher for Kenton County. Do you want to say anything, Josh? He's good. The next is Lonnie Reese. She gets her 15-year service pin. Lonnie has been involved in dispatch for over 20 years. She was previously with Campbell County. She's been our CTO, communication training officer. She's been a tax officer. She's most recently part of our crime analysts. That we have 3 dispatchers in dispatch that also do crime analysts. She's taken the ball and run with it. She's doing a great job. She's also been a recipient of the Chiefs Award twice for outstanding performance. Congratulations, Lonnie.
Mr. Bogart. Thank you, Chief.
That would be it. Thank you.
Director Bogart.
All right, good evening, everybody. It's a great honor tonight to present Ed Milliken with his 15-year service pin. We started him on September 22nd of 1999. He has risen up through the ranks in the Public Works Department and was happy to, within the last year, promote him to the position of Assistant Director. He grew up in Ellesmere, resides here in Erlanger with his wife, Tara, daughter Micah, and his 2 grandsons, Elijah and Zeke. And the comment I'd like to make is the quality of our services that we deliver in Public Works is a reflection of our people. It stands true with that. So.
The floor is yours. Just thank you, everybody. Thank you for this great opportunity.
Thanks, Ed. Congratulations, Ed. There are 2 mayor's proclamations this evening. Because we've been here for a while already, I will not read them all. But the first is 2014 Fire Prevention Month, and October is declared as Fire Prevention Month in the city of Erlanger, Kentucky, and we will give this proclamation to Chief Whitaker. The second proclamation has to do with the Go the Extra Mile, personal effort, volunteerism, and service. November 1st is Extra Mile Day in the city of Erlanger, and I will see that the city clerk, Ms. Andrus, gets a copy of this proclamation. Okay, it's now time on the agenda for the mayor's message. I have a few comments to make this evening. This is my 94th session of Erlanger City Council as your mayor. Before that, I spent about 156 Tuesday nights in this at regular city council meetings. Maybe more, because for a while we were having 2 a month, and I just counted the months. My experience teaches me that you are a very good city council. You are responsive to the people that you serve. You are budget conscious. You are discerning. You are very good listeners. You make tough but wise decisions, and you use collective common sense. The city council of this city serves its residents very well. And you have been, again, I've been through a lot of city councils. You are an excellent city council. It's city council and not the mayor who adopts and amends budgets. It's the city council and not the mayor who sets tax rates. It's the city council and not the mayor who passes ordinances. The mayor recommends with the help of the staff that we have here, but the final decision belongs to city council because you're legislative under the statutes that control government, and the mayor is executive. The only vote I have is in case of a tie. The CAO, Mr. Fields, and our staff, they take guidance from the mayor to operate and enforce the ordinances and provide the services in an efficient and smooth manner. Those are services that cities are expected to provide. The mayor, I have tried to set the tone of this government and used my experience in doing so in this and other organizations I've been involved in. I've tried to set the tone of a professional, efficient approach to providing city services with an eye to the future, filled with institutional memory of where we've been before from a lifetime of experiences in and of observing Erlanger city government. I'm going to give you an example. You and I have known for years that we have too many apartments in this city. They came in the 70s and 80s. There was a different theory of zoning back in those days. It was thought that we should have a broad range of types of residences for people to live in, and it hasn't turned out the way it had been planned back in those days. I can pick on my father. He was city administrator during most of those times, and if he were here, I'd say I told you so. But we are, and then he'd beat me up. But you know, we're in a situation. As we know, we also have a lot of houses that are being rented now, and they come from lots of different reasons. One of the primary reasons in the past 5 or 6 years has been because of foreclosures. And then we have banks from out of state buy the properties back in foreclosure. They have no local property managers, and the property's disrepair. We have a lot of homes that go empty because of death or disability of the resident, the owner of the property, and the families don't know what to do or decide not to sell the property. We have a lot of properties that are bought by investors on the open market to use as rental properties to invest them. Very few homes in this city that are in proper condition don't sell to willing buyers on the open market. We also know that the rental properties are not always kept in shape. In fact, our studies of this council and this administration have shown us that most of the properties in disrepair in this city are rental properties. Especially rental properties that are owned by absentee owners. We have had a lot of complaints. We have had a lot of code enforcement issues. We have been concerned about the safety of the tenants in these properties and the values of the surrounding residents of these properties. So council took action. Council, you all appointed and made up a special committee, the Clean Up Erlanger Committee, which many of you served on, and we've all been to the meetings, whether you served on the committee or not. And it's you've been at hard work for years. You decided that an amendment needed to be made to all the ordinances we have with our codes, and this is to assist our inspectors in their job. We now, as a result of your hard work, we have a better handle on who operates businesses within the city of Erlanger and make sure they're appropriately licensed. We have a better handle on how many rentals we have in this city, so we know areas where we have to act to protect the tenants and the surrounding values. We now have an improved ability to assure tenant safety and code compliance. You all passed that ordinance 12-0. The mayor and the administration enforces the ordinance, and we're doing it. There have been improvements in the city. There have been many bad properties that have been brought up to code. This is the way city government works. Another example. I have tried to place trained professionals in positions affecting economic development with the full support of me and the full support of the city staff. Our professional, David Hahn in this case, works with state, county officials, works with all the agencies involved in trying to get businesses to come in, works with Triad on projects. We use professionals in this business. Now, there's a lot of times I would just love to come in here and tell you what I know about something, and I can't. Because a lot of these projects, or most of them, are confidential. They don't tell us the property values because it's none of our business. They don't necessarily tell us who they're working with. We're trying to sell property. For instance, Toyota has no duty to tell me or anybody else how much it's asking for its property because it might be trying it, playing one off against the other. And it's their proprietary information. Clearly inappropriate for the mayor to barge in on corporate negotiations. But experienced professionals know that, and that's why we do it the way we do it. Our approach is clearly working. St. Elizabeth has moved all their business operations to Erlanger. Convergys has announced they're adding 500 more jobs to their already substantial operation. Beacon Orthopedics a couple weeks ago announced they're adding 6,000 square feet to the facility out here at the corner of Houston Road and Commonwealth Avenue. Signature Hardware is building a huge building to house their warehouse in it. McD Concrete, Senator McDaniel's property, he's built a brand new facility on Dulwick Drive. The new training facility is going up on Dulwick Drive. We've got Sterling Cut Glass, who's broken ground for a brand new building in our business park. And even on smaller levels, we've had businesses like Chipotle's, and Salvadori's is moving into property on the Dixie Highway. Erlanger is on a roll. We're doing well. Our policies are working. Now, council, as always, on a different subject, will meet on Election Day. It's a working day for us, regardless of what the polls say, and regardless of who wins, we'll be here doing the business of the city. I ask all of our residents to please vote and exercise your prerogatives to decide who will be your representatives for the next 2 and 4 years. That's the end of my report. Now it's the time to report from Public Safety and Police, Ms. Sudkamp and Ms. Pitts.
Okay, I have a letter here. Sorry. Chief Arns and Lieutenant Colonel Wilson, please accept this letter as notification that I will be resigning from my position as police officer with the City of Erlanger. My last day of employment with the City of Erlanger will be September 21st, 2014. I appreciate the opportunities I've been afforded while at the Erlanger Police Department, and I wish you both, along with the City of Erlanger and the Police Department, success in the future. Sincerely, Jeffrey G. Miles, Police Officer.
And we wish Jeff well in his new endeavors with the Boone County Sheriff's Office.
And I have another piece of correspondence. Dear Mr. Fields, earlier this week we found it necessary to call the Erlanger Police to handle a situation caused by some youthful misadventures. That's a nice way to put it.
Youthful misadventures.
On the part of 4 of our neighborhood boys. Officer Scroggins responded in a timely manner and resolved the situation in a very professional manner. He was stern with the young men, yet not overbearing. I suspect and hope they learned a valuable lesson while at the same time acquiring a positive appreciation for the police department. Our thanks to Officer Scroggins, and I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Mary and Bernie Palucci.
Palucci, P-A-O-L-U-C-C-I.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the chief's in the house.
Chief Ahrens. Are there any questions of the committee or Chief Ahrens? Seeing none, we'll move on to Public Safety, Fire, and EMS. Ms. Skidmore, Committee of One tonight.
All right, just have a small report here. Fire EMS Department made a total of 231 responses for the month, which were 81 fire incidents and 150 EMS patients dispatches during the month of August. As always, the report's a couple of months behind. But anyway, there were 3 reported fires in the city of Erlanger and a total of 78 non-fire rescue events during the month. EMS responses included a total of 116 transported, 28 refusals, and 4 cancels or miscellaneous dispatches during the month. The summer burn ban has expired. It expired on September the 30th, and the chief is in the house.
Anything else, Chief Whitaker? No, sir. Any questions of the committee or Chief Whitaker? Seeing none, we'll move on to Public Works. Mr. Cahill, Mr. Brown.
Yes, we would like to start off, sir, with the committee's request and executive orders be drafted to eliminate parking in 4 areas of the city. Those areas would be at the hill in front of 4069, 4073, and 477 Shearborn. On Spring Valley Drive from 3412 to 3416 is between Fairlawn Court and Cascade. On Division Street at Holbert Avenue and the cul-de-sac of Richwood Drive. These are all due to potential hazards and also issues with snow removal.
Well, I'm really familiar with at least 2 of them, and they're well needed. We will draft the ordinances. Right, Kim?
Yes, sir.
All right.
And there's a report on the request for the traffic light at Woodland Hills. There's a council request, and Mr. Bogart forwarded that to the district traffic engineer, and he looked into it. They concluded a 12-hour traffic count, a signal warrant analysis, and a review of accident database and a site visit. Based upon their investigation, the section does not merit warrants for signalization. And Mr. Bogart is in the
Mr. Bogart, we all know that it's difficult to get the state of Kentucky to agree to put up a red light. We fought forever to get one on Brightleaf Boulevard. And I knew there was going to be an uphill battle for the folks on Woodland Hills. They'll probably deserve one there. And maybe they'll get one in the future, so we'll keep our eye on the situation and give some time to pass and then reapply. Any questions of the Public Works Committee or Mr. Bogart? Seeing none, we'll move on. The next is the administration, Mr. Burke and Mr. Longshore.
I just got a couple of things. Tax bills went out this week, and if you pay them by the October 31st, you get 2% off. And Mr. Longshore.
All the kids, we only have what? We have one now. I just wanted to, we're going to set the trick or treat time. If we can do that, 6 to 8. Is that all right with you?
All in favor of having Halloween on Halloween, October 31st from 6 to 8, say boo. Boo. All opposed, say ah. Motion carries. All right.
I have a couple other things. We'd like to request committee meetings for the TIF, the tax increment financing, and also the EDGE incentive for October the 21st.
Yes, we're going to have those on October 21st. We got a number of things to cover that evening. Okay, very good. Anything else? Ms. Andrus?
That'll be all.
You have anything to add? Any questions of the committee or Missy? Seeing none, we'll move on to finance. Mr. Howard and Mr. Blankenship.
You were sent a copy of the preliminary June 30, 2014 financial statements. Those statements have not yet been audited, but we don't expect any significant changes during the audit process, and the auditors are scheduled to begin their field work on October 27th.
And Greg Engelman's in the audience.
Mr. Engelman, do you have anything to tell us this evening? Are there any questions for the committee or Mr. Engelman? Seeing none, we will move on to the Friendship City Networking. Ms. Kyle and Ms. Cahill.
September's event consisted of the 23rd Annual Heritage Day celebration. This year's theme was celebrating our business heritage, and for the first time, the city of Ellesmere participated with us. The day started off with a flag-raising ceremony and a lovely rendition of the Star Spangled Banner performed by Lloyd High School Band. Then, after hearing the Lloyd High School choir sing a few favorite tunes, the mayors of Erlanger and Ellesmere recognized 2 long-standing businesses. Mayor Rouse proclaimed Boone Kenton Lumber Day in Erlanger as they celebrate their 100th anniversary this year. Mayor Lenhoff proclaimed Dusing Brothers Ice Day in Ellesmere as they have been in business since 1928. Next on the agenda was political stumping, as nearly 30 political candidates from across Kenton County had an opportunity to address the crowd and make their campaign statements. Both Erlanger and Ellesmere engaged in celebrating their business heritage in a booth specially designed to spotlight local businesses. Additionally, there was an election tribute in reference to the 150th anniversary of Lincoln McClellan presidential campaign. I didn't hear who won. Did they announce?
I think Lincoln won, yeah.
Okay, Lincoln won. Voting for the other one. Okay. Other features include an array of antique vehicles on display, courtesy of Nicely Family, and a special visit from bus model number 209 of the Green Liner fleet, owned by Tank and driven by our own Bill Howard. Donned his bus driver's uniform from days gone by, and it was actually his, and he fit in it. Oh my gosh. Another big attraction was the Carriage Rides Historically Review provided by Don and Renee Skidmore. And look forward to next year. We anticipated even greater vendor presence and perhaps some other surprises as we focus on next year's theme.
And then I have the upcoming events. There's quite a few of them. On Friday, October 17th, we're going to have a pumpkin patch party. And that's going to be at the Depot Museum Park from 6 to 8 p.m. And the City of Erlanger would like you to come and enjoy an evening of fall fantasy. And they're going to have a haunted caboose. They're going to have hot dogs and cider. And there's going to be games for kids of all ages. And you might even take a little treat home with you. So if you want to get out for family fun, that's a good evening. The next one is the pumpkin decorating party, and that's going to be Friday, October 24th, a week later. That's at the Erlanger branch of the Kenton County Library from 6 to 8 p.m., and you don't have to bring anything with you. Everything's going to be supplied for you. The library is hosting this, and you just come as you are. They have all the supplies. They supply the pumpkins and all the decorations, so sounds like another fun evening. Then this one, I hope I'm saying this right, it says trunk or treat. Is that correct? Okay. That's going to be Sunday, October 26th at the Erlanger Baptist Church from 4 to 6. You grab a bag and you come up to the parking lot and say hello to all your friends that you know up there. You might meet a few people that you don't know, and you're going to fill your bags with lots of treats and goodies just right there at that little parking lot. So then we have the Halloween party. That's going to be Wednesday evening, October 29th, again at the Erlanger branch of the Kenton County Library from 7 to 8:30 p.m. It's for kids from 2 to 12. And there's going to be Halloween stories, trick-or-treating inside the library, and the kids will get to take home a bag to use on their big night out. And then I have one more thing here. It's a special mention. This, as you all know, the Kenton County Alliance had a meeting on Friday, October 4th, and they hosted their first annual meeting luncheon. There were over 50 attendees, and they all learned about the mission of the Alliance and the statistics regarding alcohol, tobacco, and substance abuse by youth. And the Alliance plays a significant role throughout Kenton County in educating everyone on prevention methods, the resources that are available to all of us, and other KCA-sponsored events. But we have one special announcement tonight. Erlanger City Councilwoman Renee Skidmore sits on the board of the Alliance, and she was recognized as Kenton County Alliance Champion for her hard work and dedication to their mission. Renee attends every meeting and is a strong advocate for the Alliance. Her monthly reports to council keeps us all in the loop of the efforts and strides being made in reducing usage of alcohol, tobacco, and drugs. Congratulations, Renee, and thank you on behalf of all the residents and elected officials of the city of Erlanger.
Congratulations, Renee.
And that's it.
Ms. Hopkins?
I do have one thing to add.
Yes.
This is on the homepage of our website. The Erlanger-Ellesmere School Superintendent Kathy Burkhart has brought to our attention that Lloyd High School has been awarded a bronze medal by U.S. News. That study started out with over 31,000 schools nationwide. They narrowed that list to 4,700. They used criteria such as the educational credentials of all their teachers, the performance of their students, and Lloyd High School received the bronze level medal for their achievements in their schools, and they were only 4 of the schools in Boone, Campbell, and Kenton County that got that award. So congratulations to them. Additionally, they have achieved great strides in their assessments from last year to this year. I don't have the exact figures available. I'm sure Dr. Burkhart will be here in the coming months to address us. Again, the full content of the report is on our website and can be accessed off of our homepage.
At the football game Friday night, I spoke with Principal John Riemann, who told me that they were 0.4 of a point below distinguished. Wow. 0.4. He was going back to review all their grading to make sure they did it right, because he was 0.4 of a point. I mean, they've really made great strides over there. Another comment, Bill, I don't know where you got the old bus. I don't know how many of them are still around, but 4 or 5 of them. I can remember buses like that carrying 40 to 60 juggernauts on our way out to Simon Kenton, on Old 3L Highway, on our way out to Campbell County, on Old 27, and on our way down to Dayton, where they parked all of the buses together and kept them running during the game, so that when we came back, 40 of us got carbon monoxide poisoning.
Well, we still take care of that problem, too.
It really was a sight to see. I hadn't seen one of those old green liners in a long time, and thank you for bringing that to us.
It was my pleasure.
That was really cool. Patty?
I just, this Heritage Day celebration was, I've been to as many as I can't remember back. I always go. It was without a doubt the best one that we've ever had. And it was because of things like the Niceleys and the bus. And Becky, your booth celebrating the businesses in our community was outstanding.
It was great that Marty and Ellesmere got involved.
The whole thing was just great. It was all about the community, and that's what it should always be about. You know, we're always looking to the future, and it's just awesome to celebrate the past.
It was good. That's right.
It was great.
It's now time for reports of special committees. First, Clean Up Erlanger. Ms. Pitts, Mr. Cahill, you have anything additional to report other than what I talked about earlier? Okay. Patty, you have anything for the Friendship Garden Committee?
Yes, sir, I do. The monument is finished. It looks terrific. There was a lot of work done by Mark and staff, you know, Missy and Sherry. And, but I really think that it's probably the best kept secret in Erlanger. And Sherry was telling me that they even used it a couple of years ago in the hunt, the survival, Amazing Race. And nobody knew where it was. And so I would like to request that we take a look at making it more visible from Commonwealth and more visible from, even if you drive down Watson, it's beautifully landscaped, but it hides everything. And I have a friend that works at Illusions Hair Salon, and her father-in-law was put on it, and she said, "Where is it?"
Right across the street.
Right across the street, yeah.
You're right.
So I would request that we do that, and we are going to be updating the memorial every year. And just as you saw tonight, showcasing, pardon me, showcasing our new employees, this showcases the guts of what made Erlanger what it is today by honoring the people that are on that memorial. So take your time to go look at it. It's a beautiful display, and it has a lot of meaning. And so I would like to request that we take a look at that.
And we'll look at that inside administrative, Rick, and everybody else, and see what we can do to make it more visible.
Yeah, because we're trying to, you know, upgrade the entrance to the city, and what a beautiful focal point that is.
Okay, you all have heard the reports of standing and special committees. I'll entertain the motion to be adopted as presented. Motion by Mr. Burke, second by Mr. Longshore. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Are there any reports from any of our representatives this evening to any of the groups that we work with? Seeing none, we'll move on to reports of city operations. Mr. Viox is in Florida. I don't blame him. Are there any questions we need to get to Jim from anybody?
I'm getting questions on, I can't remember, with the water being done on Dixie, what were we looking at lengthwise, time-wise?
Mark, do you know the answer to that question?
I don't know. When's the finish date, Rick? Okay.
First part of December. You know what they're doing, as opposed to ripping up the highway and really gunking things up, they're bypassing the water using those hoses, so people still have water service, and then are lining the existing pipes with a machine that slides a liner down through the inside of it, which I think is kind of smart and kind of high tech, so good for them.
All right, thank you.
Our attorney, Kim?
Yes, sir.
You have anything to report?
No, sir.
Any reports of Kim? Any questions of our city attorney this evening? Seeing none, we'll move on to our city administrator, Mr. Fields.
A couple things. As far as committee meetings go for this month, we also wanted to discuss the budget and the budget amendment for that night. And also, we just did receive this week, or maybe yesterday, a zone change request. And those people want to come here and talk about that one. It's for a dog boarding, daycare, so they wanted to be here also. So we'd like to add those two to that, if we could.
That'll be on the 21st.
21st.
Okay.
Also, the municipal order that you're going to hear in just a little bit about changing this car. What we did was you had declared all these cars surplus. We took them to the Kenton County auction. We received a phone call from the Covington Board of Education. The Covington Board of Education runs their own school resource officer program. They wanted, since they saw the cars out at the county garage, they called asking if they could buy one of the cars that we had out there. We've done those kind of things in the past with other municipalities or other governmental agencies. So I thought we'd bring it to you tonight to see. So they want to purchase one of the cars to use for their school resource officer program. The Covington School Board does. So that's what the municipal order is, changing it from the auction to selling it to the school board.
That one vehicle?
The one vehicle, okay. Just the one vehicle.
Anything else?
That's all, sir.
You've heard the report. Any questions of Mr. Fields? You've heard the reports of city operations. I'll entertain a motion to be adopted as presented. Motion by Ms. Sudkamp, second by Ms. Pitts. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Correspondence. Sherry.
Don't have any, sir.
I received an interesting letter from Miss Jennifer McMillan of 3932 Ashmont. Jennifer sent me a note and discussed how important she thought it was to build sidewalks in our city for safety. I already sent her a note responding, agreeing with her, and it was nice that Jennifer would write a letter to the mayor, addressed it to the Commonwealth Avenue, and again, I've responded to it, but I checked with Mr. Bogart, and in the past few years, we have built 5 miles of sidewalks in the city of Erlanger, or refurbished old sidewalks that have been redone. It isn't enough, and we know it's not enough. They're very expensive. We got areas where we need to get them in. It's on our hit list for capital expenditures for more sidewalks. So, but I'm happy that Ms. McMillan sent me a note. Does anybody from council have any correspondence? Is anybody signed up to speak with us this evening? I haven't seen the notes from the back.
Missy's shaking her head no.
Nobody? Okay, very good. Or do we have any bids this evening?
No, sir.
We had one, I think it was withdrawn because it wasn't ready yet. Okay. Do we have any reports of work in progress? Is there any new business for the good and welfare of our city? Yes, Ms. Sudkamp.
I would just like to mention my pink jacket, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Please get your mammies checked. Amen.
I still have a hard time watching football players wear pink socks.
Yeah, I know.
But,
I think it's awesome.
But they did Friday night up at Jugsville, so yes.
I want to make a couple comments about Kenton County Alliance. I think it's kind of a business a little bit.
That's okay.
Anyway, I don't know.
I'm proud of the work you do there, and thank you for representing us there.
It's enjoyable.
Good.
It really is. We make a difference. As most of you probably know, CVS has gone, they do not sell tobacco anymore, and that is one of the things that Kenton County Alliance did work on. Kenton County Alliance does sticker shock around prom time or homecoming, whatever that is in the spring, okay? And
that's prom time.
They do the policeman shield, and they sticker shock, they sticker the liquor boxes that says be careful when you're buying for underage children and stuff. And one of my goals, and I'm hoping that it works out, would be for the liquor companies to actually put that on their packaging themselves at that time of the year. Because I don't think that stuff has an expiration date or whatever. But I think that would be neat because it doesn't make them, it puts them in a better light, the beer company, because they're being responsible. I mean, it's on there and it's up to the person that's buying it to read it. So I think that's kind of awesome. And I believe Kenton County Alliance is also working with our police department on some of the trouble areas, and I think somebody's got a project that they're supposed to do through the college. It's for part of their degree, and we're all kind of working together to get something done along that line, and Bob Aarons has been real helpful in that aspect of that too. And I think that's, that was it.
Well, thank you. Anybody else have any new business? Okay, legislation. Kim, we have one municipal order to read.
Yes, sir. Municipal order number 10071401, a municipal order of the City of Erlanger in Kenton County, Kentucky, making the written determination required by KRS 82.083 for the sale or other disposition of property owned by the city.
And this again is so we can sell this vehicle to the Covington Board of Education. Is there a motion that we adopt this municipal order? Motion by Mr. Longshore, second by Mr. Burke. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. I will sign the municipal order. That brings us to the end of our agenda. I'll entertain a motion that we adjourn. Motion by Ms. Sudkamp, second by Ms. Pitts. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? See you in November. Well, actually, see you on October 21st.